If you're about to work with an influencer marketing agency, ask them these questions to figure out if they actually know how to do their job. The number one reason that influencer campaigns fail is because the agency didn't know how to do it. In this video, I'll walk you through those questions. The first one, can you tell me who on your site is a current client and can you connect them with me? What you're looking for here is for them to answer without hesitation. Yes, Resbiotic, this company on our site, is a client. Here's their CMO. I'll connect you guys over email by this Monday or by next week, whatever the case may be. Second question, can you show me examples of past creator integrations and how they performed? Now, they'll definitely remember who they are, and this is extremely simple. They should just be able to send you over the URL and say it's at the beginning of the video, and you can see it right then and there. Now, if you don't trust them here, you can just pair this with the first question. Third question, what brands have stayed with you for multiple campaigns? If it's higher than 50%, that's a good sign. If it's not, and the number is 20%, and you can also do the math by, again, asking them the first question and then seeing how many times has this brand done integration with them. If it's below 50%, there might be something wrong. Either they're picking the wrong creators or they're not getting results for their brands that they're working with. Number 4, how do you choose which creators are right for my brand or for the brands of the companies you work with? Now, what you're looking for here is a system. If they don't give you any clue on how they go about choosing creators, it could mean one of two things. They are completely new or they're completely full of shit and they have no clue what they're doing. Use this question typically near the end when they've already went through their discovery phase so they can give you a more drawn out answer. Number 5, what metrics do you prioritize when finding creators? Now, what you're actually looking for here is for them to ask you, what's your goal? If they give you an answer without first asking what's your goal, that just means they're going to give you something generic. You might be trying to optimize for conversions. They might just give you creators who are good for brand awareness, or vice versa. What they should do instead is ask you, what's your goal first? 6th question, tell me about an underperforming campaign that you had with creators and what did you do to fix it? Now, if they said they've never had an underperforming campaign, that's not true. Everyone's had a campaign that's been a little bit underperforming. What matters here is that they at least give you some logical steps that they took to solve it. For example, they reevaluated the creators, they reevaluated the seeding strategy, they tried a different strategy, whatever the case is. 7th question, how you track performance beyond views and likes. Now, what you're looking for is for them to say you look at attribution through cookies. When someone visits the site, you link their cookies with that user so you know, okay, this user is visiting the site from this sponsored video. If they just give you not really a real answer, that means they don't understand tracking, and you're going to not understand the result they even bring you in the first place, which is going to make it very difficult to work with them. The 8th question, how long do you monitor campaign performance after a video goes live? Now, the answer, of course, here is they're doing YouTube videos. It should be indefinite. YouTube videos will keep getting views, so they should keep tracking their views and see how many people are converting. There should be an automatic system in place that just shows you this. There should be a system for tracking set up, because otherwise you're not going to see how many sales these videos are bringing in, right? Question 9, can you show me an example of a creative brief that you've sent to a creator before and give me a rundown? Now, this will help you understand if they know how to brief creators properly. I've made a video on how you can look at a creator brief and pick out the right elements, because a creator brief goes a really long way in helping the creator accurately represent your brand and also avoid getting any FDA strikes on behalf of your brand. If they don't know how to brief a creator, it doesn't matter how good the creator is, they'll still make obvious mistakes 50% of the time. So make sure you ask them what this creator brief looks like and then give it either a side-by-side with your creator briefs or use the criteria I have outlined in this video. It'll be in the description. Number 10, do you negotiate creator rates or just pass along the card prices? Now, there is a big difference here. There's caveats to both. The former, negotiating creator rates, will typically save you money. And this is what you're looking for, right? You want negotiations because that's going to save you a lot of money. Creators will typically charge a really high rate, knowing a few companies will bite, most will negotiate to the actual rate. And we'll have a video on negotiation tactics later on. Now, the second thing, if they are an agency that just passes along really their card prices, that means the agency will be more focused on finding influencers. And this might make the agency rate cheaper because they don't spend so much time actually negotiating, right? The agency doesn't spend time, but the creator rate will be far more expensive because there isn't negotiation. And then in the long term, you're actually going to overpay for creators. So in the short term, might be cheaper for the agency, not necessarily good for you. 11th question, which types of brands are not a good fit for your approach? You want to hear a list of people that the agency doesn't want to work with. If they only tell you we're for everyone, that means either they're a generalist agency, which is not a good sign because they don't have any specialization, or they're a huge agency. In any case, you're not going to get the necessary attention because if they're a generalist agency, they're spread thin. And if they're really big, they have another 500 clients they're juggling. It's going to be very hard to give you a personalized experience. Question 12, do you represent the influencers exclusively or do you find them via a database? Now, a lot of you might think just representing influencers exclusively is the way to go. However, chances are if they only have a roster of 10, 30, 50 influencers, most of these creators will actually not have the exact target audience that's in line with the type of product you're selling. If this is the case, you're going to get a lot of creators who don't have good target audiences. It's not going to convert well. Now, instead, if they find them via a database, typically they'll be able to really pinpoint the exact creator that has the right target audience for your brand. It's going to give you far better conversions. However, the drawback here is this may be more expensive since the agency doesn't have that well of a relationship built prior. So use this with your discretion. Question 13, how do you determine audience overlap between the influencers to avoid market saturation? That's effectively when someone buys, they've already bought, but now they see it with another influencer. Well, this is actually a great question because they can answer in both ways. You just need to understand how they answer. If they say they look for audience overlap, this is actually great because the halo effect. Effectively, all this states when the same person sees multiple influencers that they follow do the same sponsored post, they're not 2x more likely, they're 5x more likely to buy. And that's because people build trust exponentially. And when they see people they trust promoting your product, they exponentially build trust and they're more likely to buy, and not only buy once, but buy reoccurring or buy a higher ticket item. Now, the second thing here is if they say what they do is they go through the comment section and filter out for market saturation. That way, that's also great because it means you'll be able to expand to a completely new audience because each creator has completely new audiences on a target budget, right? It'll help you expand with the completely new audiences on a target budget. So this will also be great if that's what you're aiming for. So it really all depends on your strategy. Just make sure they give you a logical answer here. And the 14th question is, what specific tools do you use to detect bulk followers and engagement? Very important because most tools are not accurate. What you're looking for is two things. Either they say they've built their own system and they walk you through the logic, or they cross-check a bunch of dashboards like Modash, Mighty Scout, Upfluence, and then they make their conclusion that way. Now, none of this will actually matter if the creative brief flops, because the creative brief is what's going to give you a really good ad that people won't skip. Watch this video over here that'll show you exactly how to brief creators and get high converting influencer integrations.